Most people spend about a third of their life in bed, so how often do we actually need to wash our sheets? Be honest with me now. Shoot me a text at 514-800. How often are you washing your bed sheets? How often? Tell me. Some of you going to once a month? I do want to know. As we discuss this and what is the right way to wash your sheets and how often you should do it. Let's go to an expert of experts when it comes to laundry. Let's go to the laundry evangelist. Patric Richardson is on the line. Hi, Patric.
Hi.
Great to talk to you and have you on the program, Patric, as I am keenly interested in laundry. I do find it fascinating here. So let's talk about bed sheets here. We're in it all the time, 8 hours a day. For some people, that's a low number. So what do we need to do here when it comes to our bed sheets, Patric? How often do we really need to wash them?
Well, how often you really need to wash them? I'm going to give you two answers. The one is, it depends on how you sleep in your sheets. If you sleep in your sheets with you wear pajamas, and you don't have any pets, that's one thing. But if you sleep in less than that, or if you have pets, that's different. The official answer is you need to wash your sheets at least every 2 weeks. The reality is, if you sleep naked or you sleep with pets, you probably need to do it a little more often than that, maybe once every 10 days or once a week.
Okay, duly noted, because I do the halvesies. I do half. I won't tell the listeners what half, but half of my body is naked, half of my body I have clothing on. That's how I sleep. It's just how it is.
Fair enough.
So I also want to ask you if the type of sheets matter, because, here in Montreal, right, we got a bit of a colder climate. And let me tell you, it was a revelation in my life when I switched to flannel sheets. They're so cozy, and they're much warmer than just a regular cotton sheet or, even a silk sheet or something like that. Does it matter the type of sheet you're using?
That won't matter. I live in Minnesota. I'm also a huge fan of flannel sheets. That won't matter. What will matter is if your sheets are 100% cotton, or if, they're cotton polyester or something like that. If they're a complete natural fiber, so they're cotton or they're linen or they're bamboo, they're going to be easier to wash. If they have polyester in them, you won't have to wash them more often, but the way you're going to wash them is going to be a tiny bit different. You need to add a little extra booster when there's polyester involved.
What's that mean,
the
a booster?
polyester kind of holds onto the oil.
Yeah.
My favorite is like oxygen bleach,
Gotcha.
and you get it at the grocery store, but it'll help break down the oil that clings to that polyester, so when we sweat or when we're oily, that kind of clings to the polyester, and the oxygen bleach will break that down.
All right. So, we've sort of settled in on the amount of reasonable washing of the sheets. Let's get more into how to wash those sheets, because I do find this is the part that I find the most fascinating, because, I hear that every time you're putting your sheets, your clothes through the washer, through the dryer, you're actually killing them a little bit, right? So there's always the balance of keeping things as long as possible and then making sure they're clean. So how do you balance that? How do you balance that, Patric, so you can get a long life out of your products and also make sure it's clean?
Sure. Lint is your clothes dyeing. You're absolutely right. So an express cycle or a quick wash cycle on your washing machine is more than long enough to wash your sheets. They don't have to be in there for 2 hours on scalding hot water. Warm water, 30 minutes, is more than enough to get your sheets clean. And the thing that you may find fascinating is very small is plenty to wash your sheets, and it will actually make them cleaner because they will rinse so clean.
I'm so intrigued by so many facets of that answer. I'm trying to pick out all of them. First off, if the lint pocket there is your clothes, your sheets dyeing, my home is a crime scene, obviously. Because that's what they do there. But I want to talk about just what you touched on, the last thing, the amount of soap. Okay, the amount of a detergent that we're throwing in. Is it fair to say that most people are overdoing it?
Absolutely. We love to put in more because we have this idea that more is better. But the best way to think of detergent is to think about it like salt. A little bit of salt is fantastic, but a lot ruins everything. The same is true with detergent. A little bit of detergent gets your clothes very clean. A lot of detergent clings to the fabric, and your clothes aren't as clean because it just doesn't have the ability to wash out or to rinse away. So your sheets aren't as soft, and they won't last as long.
We're with Patric Richardson, known as the Laundry Evangelist. And Patric, when I do laundry, I use liquid detergent, right? So it comes with it comes with a cup, okay? And on that cup there are little lines, like line 1, line 2, line 3. Now, generally speaking, I stick to the line 1. Because even if I'm doing a larger load of laundry, I stick to the one because I'd sort of heard in the past, like, don't overdo it on the soap here. But what
right.
is that the way to go? Just stick to the lowest level possible, or do you have another tip here on how to get the right amount?
If you can go to half of line 1, you'll be even happier.
Really?
Yes. So if for a very full load of laundry, just a big splash is more than enough.
This is going to save me so much money here, Patric. If I can go from line 1 to half of line 1, that's pretty crazy. Does it matter what type of detergent, Patric? Like, obviously you got the big brands and then you've got the store brands, that kind of thing. You're the laundry evangelist. Tell me as it is. Does it matter?
It can. I think that a quality detergent, it doesn't have to be expensive. I mean, my favorite thing in the grocery store is baby detergent, because it generally is a little cleaner with less sort of additives. But I always look for something that has the fewest ingredients, and usually those are a little more premium.
And I want to talk about temperature, Patric. And there's just so many reasons to talk about temperature. First, when it comes to bed sheets, where we kicked off here, there is some sort of thought, you want your bed sheets to be hygienic, so use hot temperatures to sanitize those sheets. And then you have the other aspect of it. I hear one of the easiest ways to have an environmental impact in your home is to no longer do any laundry with hot water and that kind of thing. So how do you handle it when it comes to temperature?
I always go with warm water because you don't need hot. Your clothes will be your sheets will be just as clean and just as sterile on warm water. But the way I negate the environmental impact is to go to the shortest possible cycle. Because if you go to warm water, it causes your detergent to bloom, or it activates, which is better. And in Canada, your water is naturally going to be a little bit cooler. Mm-hmm. Your tap water is going to be naturally a little bit cooler, so it won't always activate the detergent. But if you go to warm, you activate the detergent, but you can go to a very short cycle. So really your environmental impact at that point is about neutral.
And before we wrap up here, we've talked a lot about the washing. There's the other half here, the dry cycle, going into the dryer. Any tips on the dryer cycle for our sheets?
Put them in the dryer as short amount of time as you can. When they are dry, pull them out. It's when they continue to tumble after they're dry that is the most damaging. That is the most damage you're doing to your sheets. Like your wonderful flannel sheets, they're losing all of that loft once they're dry and you let them continue to tumble, because that abrasion is the absolute worst thing. So really the best way to care for your sheets is to, care for them as short amount of time as possible all the way around.
What I try and do, Patric, just because, there's a bit of laziness in me that does not want to fold. So what I try and do, I try and wash my sheets in the afternoon, take them right off the bed, washer, dryer, straight out of the dryer, right back onto the bed, so no folding is involved. That's what I can plan it best. That's what I try and do.
It's a great plan, actually.
Fabric softener, what's the lowdown, Patric?
No fabric softener, because fabric softener is just an extra coating. It will actually make your sheets less warm because they won't be as lofty. Oh. So no fabric softener, no dryer sheets.
Oh, so like the dryer sheets, right? Gone. I should throw those out is what you're telling me.
You absolutely should throw those out.
Oh, my God. Okay, Patric,
you
listen.
Shouldn't have those at all.
Listen, you're blowing my mind, and I cannot argue with you because you even have a TV show now on Discovery Plus about being the laundry guy. So I can't argue with you. I have no expertise in this. Last question on the text line here from a listener. How do I remove, I wonder what this listener's up to. How do I remove dried blood before washing? Any tips?
The oxygen bleach will do it, because oxygen bleach is just dry, concentrated hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide will sometimes do it, but the oxygen bleach will do it 100%.
Patrick, I'm a big fan of people that know their stuff in any domain, any niche, whatever it is, and something that's not really niche. Everyone does laundry. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Patric Richardson is the laundry evangelist. Now he's got a TV show. Man, that's an empire on laundry. He's the laundry guy as well.